Hi everyone and welcome back to Newegg TV. My name is Paul and today's video is on this family of wireless dual band routers from BELKIN. We start off with the N450, we also have the N600 and the N750. These all share some similarities, but they are all also distinct from one another. So we'll start off with the N450. So let's start off with some details from the box. Of course, you get dual band speed, and the 450 in the N450 name of this router refers to the 150 megabits per second. That's maximum throughput available on the 2.4 gigahertz band and the 300 megabits per second available on the 5 gigahertz band. Now please bear in mind that these two bands cannot be aggregated together to give you a full throughput of 450. They are separate, but what it does allow you to do is connect different devices on the different bands and actually keep that traffic separate so that they don't conflict with each other, which is great if you're going to be doing streaming media such as videos or music. Also, they give you a pretty easy setup. I'll show you that once I get it out of the box. And it also includes an application, a self-healing app that will help to solve most basic network issues you might have. Some other details about it. Again, there's the 150 plus 300 available on both bands. You get 4 internal antennas with this device. Of course, you get also 4 wired LAN ports that you can plug the devices in directly if you don't want to use the wireless. You can have simultaneous operation of both the 2.4 gigahertz and 5 gigahertz bands, so you can have them have devices connected to both at once. It's optimized for HD video streaming. You can prioritize your network traffic, and they also do have that included app and dual band again. Let's take it out of the box and have a closer look. Now here's the internal box, and BELKIN is really gearing this device towards folks who might be a little bit more uncomfortable setting up a home network. So they give you some really simple instructions right out of the box for how to plug your modem, your home modem from your internet service provider into the wall, how to connect the router to it, and then how to connect a device using the included software. Here is the router itself, and for even more simplification, they have actually pre-attached a couple of the cables here for you, so you will not need to have any guesswork for where those are. Apart from those, inside the box, you get, again, an installation disc, and they want you to plug that into your laptop or network-connected computer in order to properly set up your router. Apart from that, well, that's about all you get in the box. So let me get the packaging off this. We'll take a closer look at the router itself. So here's a look at the included accessories without the packaging. Although I have left the little tags on, they match up exactly with the images on the inside of the box there, so should be fairly easy to set up. There's your AC adapter to provide power. They have included one Ethernet cable here, and again, they have a little tag on that matches up with the picture on the box, so you know where to plug it into. Here's the router itself, and this is actually a great feature that I like. First off, they have included a randomized network name, a randomized password, and they're telling you what security type. So generally, if you're wireless and you want to connect to a router, this is the key information that you'll need if you, say, for instance, bring in a new laptop and need to connect to the router. The other nice thing, a great feature of these devices, actually all 3 of them, include guest access. So you can provide folks who might come over and visit your house with this guest access key. They'll be able to access your internet by connecting to the router. And on top of that, they will not be able to actually access the other computers on your network. So if you have shared files or videos or anything like that, it will keep it protected, but folks will still be able to get internet access. Finally, they have a custom security information, and that is if you go into the settings and change your password or your network name, which is recommended to go, even though this is a randomized one, it's not the password that was used with a lot of earlier routers, but best to set up your own. You can write those down there, and then this little card slides easily into this slot on the bottom of the router, so you can easily get back to that information. Here is the router itself. It's fairly simple. It's got a black glossy base there on the bottom that is permanently attached. Here on the back you can see the main connections. The yellow plug up there at the top is your local area network connection. That's what you will plug into your home modem, which is generally provided by your internet service provider. You have 4 wired LAN ports, so you can plug computers in here directly and not use the wireless. You also have a reset button down here, and finally your AC adapter port. So next up, we're moving on to the N600DB, and I've already removed it from the box and all the packaging. The packaging is essentially the same as the N450. Very simple, guides you through everything, and it comes with a couple of the cables that included already plugged in. You get the same accessories as far as the Ethernet cable and AC adapter with the N600. Physically, you do get a glossy black finish on this one, so as you can see, as opposed to the matte black finish of the N450 over here. N600 is also, of course, a dual band router, and you get 300 megabits per second of throughput on each of those individual bands, 2.4 gigahertz and 5 gigahertz. One other specific difference about this one is on the back, right there, you have a USB plug, and that can be used for a few different purposes, but I'm going to come back to that in just a second. I did also want to talk about some of the additional software that's available. First off, you still get the self-healing app that was available with the N450. You also get these 3 apps, and these are more specifically related to that USB port. USB port can be used for a couple different things. You can plug a printer into it and use that to share your printer among computers that are connected to this router. You can also plug in some external storage there and actually use that for external storage. So your apps that you get here are a video mover app that will let you access videos that you have on the network connected storage and stream them to, for instance, an Xbox 360 or PlayStation 3 or a DLNA compliant Blu-ray player. You also get the Print Zone app, and that will allow you to easily share a printer connected to that USB port with the other computers on your network. Finally, get a Memory Safe app, and that's if you're using that USB port with a storage device, such as an external hard drive. You can use that to automatically back up your precious data that you have set up on your computer and also backed up to that external drive. And finally, here we have the N750DB, and the 750 they're giving you there is referencing the 300 gigabits per second available on the 2.4 gigahertz band and 450 gigabits per second available on the 5 gigahertz band. Again, those are separate bands, but you can connect to them individually and use them to separate the computers you have connected in order to better prioritize your network traffic. A few things to note about this particular device. First, physically, we again have the glossy black finish. This one is slightly taller than the N600 here to its left. It has some silver highlighting instead of gray as far as the color goes. And then here on the back, you're going to step up to 2 of those USB ports. So again, these can be used to connect both, or either a printer or network attached storage in the form of an external hard drive. So you can use them both for either one. You don't necessarily have to use 2 printers, or well, you can use 2 printers, you can use 2 network attached storage, you can do one of both. Also here on your actual wired LAN ports that you have on the back, you step up to gigabit Ethernet connection, and that will allow you for faster uploading and downloading for all of your actually hardwired connected devices. And one other thing I wanted to mention that all of these devices have on the front is a one-touch WPS control, and this is for your wireless protocol. Basically, you have the option of going through the software included in order to connect your computer to the router, or you can actually use that one-touch button to more easily set up, especially if you're having trouble. Also up here on the top is an indicator light. Now here also with the N750, you of course get access to that self-healing app that's available for all 3 of these routers, and then just like the N600, you get access to the Video Mover, Print Zone, and Memory Safe apps that will allow you to make better use of those USB ports that allow you to connect a printer or external storage. A couple more things about this router, well actually one more, is that it does have 5 included internal antennas, and that will give you some enhanced connectivity as well as reduce the amount of dead spots. And up here on this side is actually a feature of all the routers, which is multi-beam technology. Essentially, it will allow you to use your simultaneously dual band connections, and it will maximize your throughput, minimize dead spots, and optimize video streaming for multiple devices. Now, some technical specs that I did want to point out for all of these devices is they are all wireless N devices, so they're all compatible with 802.11n up to their respective megabits per second throughput on both of their bands. Of course, that means they're also backwards compatible with 802.11a, B, or G. Also, all of these come with pre-configured security, so you get WPA or Wi-Fi protect. Well, you get Wi-Fi protected setup, which you can use with that button I showed you on the front. You also get 256-bit WPA and WPA2 encryption that's set up by default. It's also backwards compatible with 64 or 128-bit WEP encryption. That's not quite as secure though, so it's recommended unless you really need to connect to an older wireless device to stick with that WPA or WPA2. And that's going to wrap it up for today's video. Once again, this has been the Belkin N450DB, N600DB, and N750DB, all wireless and dual band routers, brought to you by Belkin. I'm Paul with Newegg TV. If you enjoyed today's video, please head over to our Newegg YouTube channel. Don't forget to subscribe for more tech videos. Thanks a lot for watching. We'll see you next time.